That don't mean you got to be brutal or whatever. You got to learn to slaughter food halal way or kosher way, meaning, humanely and quick. You cut the, either chicken. I don't know if y'all had grandmothers that used to wring chickens' necks and all of that. You do it quick so they don't feel it. They don't have time for their brain to even get scared and dump nothing into their meat, into their bloodstream. But same with goats. You petting them or cows or whatever. You petting them and you got to hurry up and hit that artery and turn them upside down. Because if you don't turn them upside down, then the blood gonna stay there. You got to use their own body weight and gravity and let them bleed out. It looks terrible. So that's what so many people. If you seen how your meat is produced or where it comes from real mammals, real animals that have feelings. You know what I'm saying? Most of us would be vegetarians if we saw how what our meat really came from. But when it's time to survive, I'd rather look at, dealing with an animal like that than looking at my own little baby with the thought of we starving. I got a thought I'm so insane and with hunger and I got cannibal type thoughts looking at my own little babies or something. So we better get it together. We better hurry up and wake up. I'm just talking about survival, just talking about how hard times is getting and how we're going to have to learn to farm again and learn to grow our own food. But growing our own food, like how we doing like hoop houses or like little, that's seasonal. It takes a long time, generally speaking. You're not going to be able to necessarily eat every day off of some tomatoes or whatever you're growing in your garden. But you can eat every day off of chickens. Like our Mexican brothers and sisters, like we growing up. If you grew up in LA, Compton, Watts especially, that's all you heard. Every morning, you know what I'm saying? That was your alarm clock. The neighbor had chickens. The SA homies had chickens. So we got to learn to get back to that because we was the masters of that for 470 years now. So get back to that. We got to get back to that. Don't be scared. That's nature. We claim that we love, we natural. We don't even know where our food come from. We think our food come from the restaurant. We think our food come from the grocery store. It don't. Do you know where your cow's milk come from? That's pasteurized and homogenized and full of mucus and all that stuff. Like I see, somebody saying Dr. Sabi and others. Yeah, the milk that we drink, that's once it's stepped on, when it's processed and all that's poison, full of all kind of stuff. Just white bacteria water, white bacteria water. But if you got raw milk directly from the cow, it ain't nothing more power. That's a superfood. Raw milk directly from the cow, and you the one controlling what the cow eat. That's superfood. Superfood heals all. Well, I ain't, you ain't supposed to say that, but it's a superfood. Raw milk. If you say that I'm lactose intolerant and I can't drink milk, raw milk, you won't have that reaction. They used to sell it at Sprouts. I don't know if they still sell it at Sprouts. They sell, organic raw milk. They used to sell the colostrum too. Like they outlawed that. You can't even get colostrum no more. Raw colostrum, super food. Super food. But if you got a cow, then you get it all. You can get the colostrum, you get the milk, and you can get the veal or the little baby. If you decide, I'm gonna put it in my freezer. Your cow have a little baby or whatever. You could either let it grow and have another cow, another milk cow or something, or you could slaughter it and put it in the freezer or whatever for however long. But that's where your meat come from. You may as well do it. Why would you trust your enemy to do it? Do your enemy love you? Have Fauci and them proved how much they love you, making sure that, what they put in your body is safe and effective? Or should you learn? Do you have a brain? Do you have better care? Would you take better care of your family or your food than they would? So why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we practice that? Why wouldn't we, if we got a little land or we plan on getting out of the city and go buy some little land in the country, why wouldn't you do that? Where it's just green and trees and grass. You ain't got to worry about all this spicy drama in these streets. You know, Taraji, I'm in these streets. How about get in the country? How about get close to nature and get peace and clear your mind, stop breathing in so much smog and pollution, and get you some chickens and some cows and some little sheep, and have your children or your grandchildren around there learning how to do that and running around. You ain't learning nothing in the 12 years of grave public food system. Teach them some survival skills. Teach them some health, some real nature and health skills like we used to know. That's how our grandmothers and grandfathers knew what little leaves and dandelions and what, you know, if you suffering from this and suffering from that. We knew all of that. How did we lose that? Going to Dr. Fauci. Trust in the science. Trust in the science. Nah, I trust nature. I trust my ancestors that made it possible for us to survive until this very moment. We here because of the knowledge of, you know, natural homeopathic medicines and herbs and all of that. That's how we lived this long. That's how we still here. We would have been extinct if our ancestors didn't know something, right? Because these other people damn sure going extinct. Their birth rate is at 0. That's why they got to come up with Dr. Fauci type pharmaceuticals to cull that, to do something that reduces, you know, that has an effect on our population or our ability to reproduce. It's wartime, man. We got to talk about controversial subjects, man. I ain't here to make nobody happy unless you happy about righteous warfare. Unless you're happy about being armed, receiving the proper ammunition to defend yourself against your real enemies. Anybody that's crying or claiming they just want to be happy, well, I just want to be happy, you a fool. You cannot be happy in Satan's world. It's impossible if you want to be righteous. If you try to be righteous and natural and you got melanin especially, that means you the number one target for the last 470 years of a specific identifiable enemy, and you talking about, I just want to be happy. How you just going to be happy when a beast is eating your sons and daddies and brothers and husbands and aiming at you next? You just want to be happy. Man. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. The only way to be happy is be active in the war against your open enemy. Happiness is in conquering and defeating in battles and in wars that you know who your enemy is. But if you're acting like they not your enemy and it's a post-racial country and we don't need reparations, and they're quick to tell us that was in the past. Let it go. Stop acting like a victim. Tell Israel that. Tell your Jewish bosses that. Tell your Jewish bosses that. Tell your Jewish corporation owners that. Don't tell that to me. Don't tell that to no black descendant of slaves. Go tell that to your boss, to your COO or CEO of whoever signed your checks, and see what happened to you.